This is a level editor for the Crash Bandicoot game, the Insane Trilogy. It is not the level editor for the Insane Trilogy that I am working on and have been for some time. This is made by someone else, Kishimisu, and yeah, it's a level editor for the Insane Trilogy. Here's the GitHub page. It's open source, which is really cool. And I have played around with it a little bit, and I thought I should make a quick video about it to let you know that it exists. I feel like a lot of the people who are interested in the kind of things that I do with this game will be interested in this kind of thing as well, because it's the same kind of thing. Now, I don't really know what we should be calling it. On GitHub, it's called Crash NST Level Editor. The executable is NST Level Editor. I think on the program itself up here, it just says Crash NST Editor. It's confusing for me because the level editor that I've been working on for the last sort of 7.5 years is NST Level Editor, which is a different thing, and it has already caused a little bit of confusion, judging by some of the comments and stuff that I've been getting recently. So if I go back to this post, there is a really nice message here about being inspired by me and all this stuff. If you want to propose any new features, I get priority, which is nice to hear. The only thing I'll say is, please don't call it NST Level Editor, because it's already too confusing. Call it something else. Call it Crab Frog Editor or something like that. Anyway, what can you do with this? Well, you can edit levels from this game, which is quite cool. You've got this sort of Unity style movement system. I guess if you click the square, you can just move it around freely as well. That's pretty nice. I don't really want to spend too long on this because the fact that I do have my own level editor for this game in development and have done for a long time means it's impossible for me to look at this and not compare it to what I've done. And you know, every single little decision that I've made with my level editor has had years and years of experimentation and blood, sweat and tears and sleepless nights, like gone into every little thing that I've done. So everything about this that's different is really throwing me off. I mean, I find this way of organising crates is very, very confusing to me. It's really interesting to see a different approach to it. You know, it's nice to see the way that someone else has done it. And maybe if you haven't had years of doing it the way that I've done it, this isn't confusing, but I would really struggle to get my head around this. I do wonder if, like, I don't think there's like a simple way really to change. For example, something that I like to do with this game is change everything I can into a nitro crate. And so I don't know if there's really a simple way to do that here. I mean, you can change the model for it, but that won't really do much. What you can do, I've learned, is click on this, and then you do get the sort of list view that makes sense to me. You can organize by different files, like, how do I find this very confusing, the whole UI. Everything's like a fake window like this. But again, like, I've been doing it my way for a long time, so there's going to be a steep learning curve to trying to do it any other way, no matter what that is. The way that I've always done things is keep everything separate between these different files. This view just kind of lumps it all together, which is probably a lot simpler, but I find it very confusing. But anyway, what was I trying to do? I want to change this crate that I've buried in the ground into a nitro. I think you can find it in here. Open up the properties, go into the spawner, here it is, random, change this to nitro, and then I don't think that will, can I get rid of this? I don't think that will update it here. It has disappeared. Where's it gone? Hang on. There it is. Yeah, it still looks like a random crate. It still comes under the random category here, or does it? Or is this? No, it doesn't. It's a separate thing. But this is a work in progress. It's getting updated a lot, so I'm not going to criticize anything about it, except the name. I wonder how I can check. Save and run, I think. Save as. We'll call it, I don't know, something. Close enough. You're about to overwrite a game file and no backup has been found. I don't really know what that means. I guess I should... fuck it. I've got so many backup copies of every single part of this game. I don't think it matters too much if I overwrite anything, but yeah, that's one thing you might want to be careful of. The way that these custom levels are exported is very, very different to how I've done it. But again, I don't want to go on about that too much. If it works, then it's cool. And, oh, it didn't work. I mean, you can change the model, I guess, to whatever you want, and that should, I think, work. Give it a sec. Yeah, there you go. It's a blue gem. You know, it'd be interesting to see if you can change the scale of it here, because there would normally be an extra step to doing that. Rotate it a bit as well, maybe, just to see. Like, this is something that wouldn't work in my editor, for example, rotating something like this straight from here. So if that works, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go back into this and see spawner. Sorry, that is my fault, actually. This is what I wanted to change. So it probably did work. It's just because it's this specific crate turns into something else after the first time you've broken it, which is what this property is. This is the one I should have changed. That's my bad. Okay, let's try again. Okay, there we go. That's cool. And it has kept the rotation. Right, okay, I see what happened. I changed the model for the random extra life crate, but then it's no longer a random extra life crate. So again, that's my fault for changing that. The model probably would have worked if I hadn't then changed it to a nitro. But it is a nitro. I didn't die. That's not a fault of this editor, I think. I do tend to run the game with God mode enabled these days. I'll just turn that off for now. These are some extra tweaks I added to my thing at some point. So yeah, basically I think anything that doesn't seem to be supported by like this view, if you know how to do it, then you probably can find a way to do it by just clicking on this and going into the details. Here we go, it knows that it's a nitro here. It's not updating here, but if I change this to a blue gem, that might confuse it a bit. Let's just see. Okay, it did crash on that occasion. That's okay, I did kind of do something a bit complicated. I wonder what happens if I open up that level again. Okay, yeah, we've got this giant nitro crate, which is not how it looks in game, but that is, I wouldn't have really expected that to work. Somewhere in here there's a thing you can mess with to actually make that scale up. What I should have a look at is, I was wondering how it detects what kind of crate it is in order to categorize these, because like these categories are not a thing in the game files. This is like an arbitrary thing that's been done in the editor. So I was wondering if changing this into a nitro would put it into a nitro category, but no, it's still kind of out here on its own. If I try changing the model here, let's just see if that does work. Okay, look at that, there you go. And yes, it is a functional nitro crate. So that's cool. Like, the fact that this works at all, I can say from first-hand experience, is very impressive to get something that works as well as this done in 2 years. And it looks really nice as well. There's a few things. This crab, I gotta be honest, I was kind of satisfied to see that he's facing the wrong way, because getting things rotated the correct way in this game has caused me a lot of pain. I'm glad to see there wasn't just one tiny thing that I could have done to fix it that I missed. I've looked at a few other levels where I know that something would be wrong if you don't go in and manually fix it, just to compare to the way I've done it, and this game is a mess. There's no consistency between levels. Anyone who tries to make a level editor or anything like this is, I have a lot of respect for that. The other thing you can do, it's not really, there doesn't really seem to be an easy way to do it, but you can copy things in from other levels somehow. So one thing I like to do is put nitro crates where they shouldn't be. Another thing I like to do is put giant polar bears where they shouldn't be. So I just want to see if I can figure out how to do that now. These steps that the editor goes through when it's loading a level are exactly the same as the ones that mine goes through. But I feel like something very, very different is going on behind the scenes. Again, this project is open source, so you can go and see how it works. Use some of the code for your own thing if you want, I guess. I don't think I'm going to look at the code, because there's no way that anything in there is going to be remotely compatible with anything that I've done. But it will be cool to see if anything interesting comes out of that. Okay, polar bear. I don't think there's anything I can do within this view, but again, if I go up to this file thing here, I think, here we go. I'm going to copy this guy, move this out of the way. I do appreciate that you can see like multiple levels at once, but this UI I really struggle with. Click on this. I guess I can put them in the crates file. Maybe I should put them in the enemies file. That'd make more sense. And then paste object. Import all dependencies, yes. Hopefully that should get him working okay. And again, I think because I've changed things in this window rather than like in the editor itself here, I think it won't update in this view. But let's have a look. If I just set into 0, 0, 0 position, which will be actually around where this crate is, just on the beach here. Let's have a look at this again. Okay, it's let me try that again. Let me speed run getting back to that point. I do appreciate like how quickly you can load back into what you were just doing. Go back to Unbearable. Everything works really fast. That's something I really like. It's really quick to get into, and like a lot of this looks a lot better than my editor for many reasons. Okay, bear, click on this, copy object, find the level, click on something, click on this, let's go back to enemies, paste object, let's put into 0, 0, 0. And I guess let's try saving it as something else this time, it might be safer. Something else. Overwrite. I don't really know what's going on when I click overwrite. Make sure you know how to like restore your game files back to default through Steam, because this doesn't appear to just patch things. You might end up losing some files by doing this. There you go. He blew up the nitro for me. Is he going to hurt me? No, because he's not activated yet. That's not because of God mode. Because he's normally like above the level, so his activation thing, I guess I can probably show you. I guess it's not in here, but if I find this level again, oh my god. I'm sorry, this is really cool. I'm just not used to this kind of UI. So here's the bear. Oh, here you go. There it is. That's nice. So this is like the activation zone of the bear. So he doesn't activate until you walk through this area, which is why on the beach there he didn't start to chase me. So I guess maybe just for fun, here we go, here's the dimensions of it. So what I could do, if I can find the level, click on the, oh here it is, click on this, go into the enemies, find the bear. Can I focus in editor? I don't think, no it doesn't like that. But somewhere in here, go into the data, here's the trigger volume box, here we go. Let's just add a couple of zeros, oh god, add a couple of zeros to every dimension of the trigger, and then save. Hopefully it works, okay. Make the trigger zone a lot bigger, and then see if he activates. And then I'll be satisfied that I've made a masterpiece of a custom level. But yeah, I would say I'm just tinkering with it in this crazy way because, you know, I want to sort of test the limits of what it can do. If you want to just move stuff around, move crates around, there he goes. Move scenery around. Okay, this is not a good level, but it's cool that I made it with someone else's level editor. That's fucking awesome. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, if you want to do something simple, you know, move the crates around, move the scenery around, change these into other things. They've got collisions on them, which sometimes work. I haven't really looked into it too much. There's also this feature here, which I haven't been able to get to work for me. It just crashes the thing, but this will be really convenient. Instead of going through this complicated system to change one crate into a nitro, you could just say, I want to have a nitro here. Let me click on this button. But as I said, it does crash the thing whenever I do that. But it's nice that it gives you this little error thing. You can see the crash log. This class is not found. Why is there AI in my notepad? Oh, I fucking hate the 21st century. Anyway, this is really cool. If you're interested in modding this game, making your own levels, definitely check it out. I'll put a link to the GitHub page in the description, and probably this page as well, because this is a good website. This has been getting updated pretty regularly, so keep an eye on this. I don't really know how GitHub works. There's tons of cool stuff I'm sure you can do with this, and I'll be really interested to see what people do with it. My own level editor is still in progress. You don't hear about my life at the moment, but I'm still not really living in a permanent place, and oh my god, have you ever emigrated and then emigrated back a few years later? Everything that's going on in my life is very, very complicated and chaotic, and I'm working on stuff when I can, and in the meantime, it's nice to see that other people are also doing things with this game. You know, while I'm here, there is other stuff you can see in here. Like, it's not just about modifying levels. You can go up into, like, have a look at these models and stuff, and here's this guy. You can see, look at this, you can jump straight to the texture, which is really nice. So yeah, check this out if you're interested in modding this game, making your own levels. I'll try and keep an eye out to see if people are making anything interesting. If you want to play this level, I should try loading this up in my own level editor, actually, just to see if that works, just for fun. I'm going to stop talking about my level editor now, but it's still in progress. I haven't cancelled it, I haven't slowed down. I have slowed down a bit, but that's because everything in my life has slowed down. It's a long story. I'll tell you all about it when the time is right. Happy New Year, by the way. It's 2026. Oh, it's the 30th anniversary year of Crash Bandicoot. That's exciting. Have a Wumpa whip on me. I'll see you later.